Hey everybody, my name is Trent, and today I'm here to show you how to make charts directly on Baselight. This requires us to build out a query as well as be able to find data that we need on the platform. So first, let's decide a topic. Let's take a look at, referees that show the most cards in soccer matches. So let's go to data catalog first. Let's type in soccer. Take a look at what we get. There's a bunch of different options here. I already know the one I want to use. I want to use the Ultimate Soccer data set from Baselight. So we're going to go in here. We can see that we have the description of the data set here, as well as all these different types of events and tables that we can pick from. So what I'm going to do now is decide, yep, this is exactly the data set that I want to use. And I'm going to click Add to Query. I'm going to do Add to New Query here, and then put a name. So let's say referees and cards. Looking at yellow and red cards. All right, and then we're going to click this to make sure everyone can see our query and visualization, and now we're going to click Create Query. So now we're here in our built-in SQL engine as well as data editor. You can see here on the right side, the pinned table shows the Ultimate Soccer data set. I can click here and see all the types of things I now have access to. And what I'm going to do here is just close this. And now I'm going to run and type out my query. So stick with me while I type this out, and we'll be right back. All right, now that we have our SQL written out, or SQL code written out here, let's click Run and see if it works. All right, looks like we have a basic issue here. So we are now going to see that we have our little assistant here. It's calling out what it thinks the issue is. I'm going to apply the fix and then click Run again. Okay, so now that we've successfully run our query, let's actually take a look at the data really fast. So I'm going to expand the table down at the bottom here and look at it for a second. So we see we have the referees' names. We have the 5 of them. We have the number of yellow cards they've issued, the number of red cards they've issued, and the number of fouls they have issued. Now, this is super information as it is, but it might be more informative if we try it as a chart. So let's click on the chart button. And what you're going to notice is it already tries to give you some suggestions right away. So right here, there's going to be 3 suggestions. Let's see this far right one here. Looks like we're seeing the referee names are the x-axis, and then red cards are the y-axis, and it's doing it as a bar chart. That seems pretty useful. So I'm actually going to use this suggestion for mine. So I'm actually going to click on this in a second. But I do want to point out really quick, we can also go over here and start using either a line chart, an area chart, candlestick, bubble, scatter, pie, or combo. At some point, I'll show you how to do all of those things, but today I just want to show you the really basic functionality of it. So we're actually just going to use this suggestion by clicking this. And now we've already started out this. And so we have, let's take a look here. We've got red cards, again, as the y-axis, and the names of the referees as the x-axis. Let's say I want to make a few changes. For example, maybe make red cards be a different axis or a different color or a different type of chart. So we're going to scroll down on the right-hand side. And we're going to see right here that we have this data. We can also add series, but first let's edit the red cards, okay? So we're going to change this a little bit. We're actually going to make that be yellow cards. So we're going to do that. All right, wonderful. And now I'm also going to go to click up here on Advanced. And then now that I'm in under Advanced, I can go in and change some information about the yellow card. So for example, I can change the type of chart. It could be a line chart if I want it to be, or it can be a bar chart. I'm going to keep it as a bar chart for now. We're also going to give it a title. We're going to say yellow cards, and then we're going to change the color to yellow because it's 4 yellow cards. So now let's quickly collapse this. Let's say I also want to add information about the number of red cards these referees have issued. I'm going to click Add Another Series. And you'll see it automatically kind of guesses at what it thinks you want to add to make the best possible chart here. And it did do red cards, which is correct. But when we take a look at the red cards versus yellow cards, to me, doing a bar chart using the same y-axis might not be the best way to show this information. So we're going to make a few changes here. One, we're going to make red cards now be a line chart. And then we're also going to add a little title here. Now down at the line, we can see we can do a bunch of different things here with it. We can make it linear, we can make it smooth, step, however we want. We can change the width. Let's make it thick just to show. I'm going to keep it medium, and I'm also going to change the color to red. Now, this is interesting to an extent, but it is a little difficult to read exactly what's happening here in the sense that that red line is so far down and the number of yellow cards these referees are issuing are significantly higher than the number of red cards. So the best way to show this might not be using the same y-axis for both of these variables. Instead, I'm actually going to make this one be a different axis, right? So you can go all the way to the bottom and this alternate axis right here. So I'm going to click yes. And now what we see is the number of red cards is now pertaining to the right side y-axis, while the number of yellow cards is pertaining to the left side y-axis, right? Okay, let's say I'm really happy with this chart. I like how it looks. I'm going to click these this little graphic here, these three dots, click this, and now I'm going to go and take a look at what that looks like. Cool. So now I have this wonderful little page that I can share on socials or in newsletters or with an email or just keep for myself. And the really nice thing is when I go over the chart, you'll now see, okay, this column pertains to referee Artur. He's issued 1,303 yellow cards and 51 red cards, whereas, let's see, Antonio has done 1,256 yellow cards and 49 red cards. And then here we have Wilton, who's done 1,290 and 53 respectively. Now, while we're on this page, we can also scroll down really quick and we can see the actual query that we typed in. So if you have public pages like this, anyone can see your query to make sure you did it right, essentially. And then they can also see the data as a table format down here at the bottom. Now, I'm really excited to let you know that this is not going to be the only way to show data visualizations and storytelling here on Baselight. We are rolling out dashboards soon, and once we have that, we'll make a really fun video to show you how that works. But in the meantime, please start coming up with your charts, please start sharing them on socials, and please tag us when you do. We're really excited to see what you find. Thank you so much.